You want a piece of me?
They're on me! I'm getting careless! Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side! What the heck?
Good luck.
Welcome to Remember 64 for the 50th official episode of the podcast. And of course that means this week we have to
Do a barrel roll!
Welcome to the show, everyone. Whether this is your first episode or you have been with us for 50 along the way, my name is David Petrangelo, and sorry, Boomer, I will not be doing a barrel roll. This time, Jiggylookback is joining me. Sir, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to this semi-celebratory episode of
50 episodes, my gosh.
What the heck have we done? I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, deeply. Of course, Jiggy's with me, but of course we had to bring Luigi's apartment back once again. Sir, how's it going, man? Welcome back to the show.
Those who cross Andros will die.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
My brain totally blanks like completely with Star Fox 64 quotes, even though like I could probably pull a billion out. I just like couldn't think of anything.
It's almost like there's too many. That's the issue. It's a game of one-liners. Like that's
Uncle Andrew.
You could say
there it is.
You've gotten careless.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, the three of us are here on the show, but of course, because this is a celebratory type of episode, because this is a massive game to be talking about of Star Fox 64, we have to have a full 4-person team for this. We are Star Fox. Chris from A Novel Console is here. Chris, welcome to the show for the first time.
Thank you. And Dave, I'm sorry, but can't let you brew that Starbucks or Star Fox or
Bucks?
something
Fox?
about coffee and a something about coffee and a dog. Dude, 50 episodes is insane. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know it's difficult. I've seen a ton of podcasts that had a lot of potential fizzle out after 3 episodes, and your quality and the way that you sound and the product that you put out, dude, it's incredible for 50. It's like you've been doing it forever.
Oh, I've been doing it for probably too long, if you ask some people out there. But hey, here I am, and here we are. We're doing. I mean,
I think
go ahead.
The number of podcasts that I've made that have fizzled out in around 3 episodes prepares you to make, quality entertainment.
It's all about preparation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so this is, like I said, we're at 50. We're at sort of a celebratory sort of episode here, I guess. It's, you hit those like even numbers and you're like, oh, that's awesome. I had to pick a larger game, a more sort of standout title. I've done a few in the past when the show first started, but this was one that I wanted to hang on to for a while because I think across the board, it's pretty beloved. I don't think you can really find someone that says like this game is terrible. Maybe it's not your thing. That's totally fine. But
I have to throw this out here.
Please.
So in preparation for this, just because I was in the Star Fox mood, I made a tweet and I was just like, Star Fox 64 is one of those games that I can't fault it. It's like perfect. I was like, what do you think? And there were hundreds of replies of people either telling me that it's one of their favorite games and they agree that it's perfect, or just naming off a list of other perfect games. But no one was like, Star Fox 64, Everyone generally really likes this game.
It's just, I don't know. Perfect is hard to attribute to any kind of game, movie, TV show, whatever. I don't want to say anything's perfect, but it's like, there's just something about the feeling when you play this game. And I think that's what I always recaptured every time I've turned this game on again. And it happened once again over the last couple of weeks since I played, I don't know, 10 runs of this or something. I don't know why.
So easy to do.
It's so easy to do. It takes an hour at the most, you know, like it's fun. It's just flat out fun. Before we dive too far into the game itself, Chris, because you haven't been on the show before, this is sort of our
Hit the brakes.
Yeah, hit the brakes. Please. You clearly have them all ready to go. Whenever there's an opportunity to use them, please use them, because I will forget. Chris, let's chat a little bit about your experience with the 64 and with Star Fox. Is this a console you grew up with? Is it something you came to later? Is it sort of a favorite, a middle of the ground type of thing? What's your experience with the console?
So the 64 was the first console that I had that was mine. I did have a Game Boy, and you know, neighbors, cousins, everybody had video game consoles except for me. And when I finally got one, my parents got me one. It was a 64. It had Mario 64 and Turok. I couldn't play Turok because I was like 8 years old, and my parents would not let me touch it.
Oh no,
dude!
Don't worry, it wasn't that bad. To the parents, it's really not that bad. It's just dinosaurs.
No. Yeah, but and the thing is that they had like the game complete in box in the trunk of my mom's car, and it haunted me. It was there for months until they decided to get rid of it.
No.
But Star Fox, the first time that I played it was at a neighbor's house. He told me all about the Rumble Pack, how the game looks, how it was, and I just couldn't believe it. And went over to his house, played the first stage over and over again because we kept dying. And I was just mesmerized. I was, well, we also died a lot because my first language is Spanish. It's not English. So we didn't know what to do. So when they told us to hit the brakes, we had no idea what the hell to do. Did
Rob ever find your location? And
she
send supplies?
Well, Rob, we noticed that the button would start like flashing like crazy, and we looked at the controller trying to figure out what button we had to press.
Which one?
and then every time after that, it was like automatic reflex. We see like a hint of yellow just popping up at the top of the screen. Just press the button.
Yeah, just
But you know, I told my parents I rented it a bunch of times from a local rental store, and it was usually we would get Pizza Hut. We would get a cheese pan pizza, Star Fox, and maybe some Carvel ice cream, and that was my weekend.
Hell
and,
yeah,
man! I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you the memories pan pizza and Star Fox brings back. So good.
If you if you smell pizza, do you also smell Star Fox? And if you smell Star Fox, do you also smell pizza? Is that kind of like how your brain is wired now?
Usually
smells like pizza.
Well, usually it's pizza with Star Fox. The problem is I'm not a furry, so because I'm not a furry, I can't associate Star Fox with pizza.
Fair enough. Hey, I gotta ask. Right? You gotta just trying to get your story straight. That's all. Just trying to figure it out.
No, but it's the greatest game of all time, and if you say otherwise, you're probably wrong.
Oh snap! There it is.
Whoa.
I'm not gonna disagree.
Yeah, it's
thank you.
Yeah, it's hard to knock this. I actually, just because it's being pulled up right now in the video, I think the sound works. I think when I accidentally pressed it a minute ago, you guys probably heard it.
It's very loud.
Is it very loud? Okay, I'm gonna lower it down. But this
no,
part,
you're fine. I just muted it.
this part is the best. I love the way this game plays.
Check your G-Diffuser system.
Did you guys check your G-Diffuser before we started?
Falco here. I'm fine.
I always check my GPS.
He's fine.
Every day, every day.
Falco's fine. All right.
This is Pep.
Now-
All systems go.
Also,
Falco.
Peppy is
Best
my
boy, right?
Peppy is the boomer I was referring to, always telling you what to do,
Yes.
thinking he knows what's best. Sorry, dude.
He often does.
He's stuck in the past, man. He's stuck in the past. I don't know.
I mean, he knows how to kill everything.
That's true. That's true.
He
Anyway,
doesn't
He's
do
like,
it.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Look, it's weak points right here. Just murder it, Fox. Like, you know,
Yeah,
Peppy knows what's up.
it's sad because like after Star Fox 64, Peppy kind of takes a back seat where he's in the
Mhm,
game, but he's
literally.
never a pilot again. You know?
Well, I mean, we don't even see Falco in Adventures, so
I mean, We
Till
we
the
do,
end.
though. Yeah.
Till the end. Damn it!
But
I
he
didn't
comes
say
in.
that.
He comes in like that hero, you know.
He
He's
comes in
like-
after they get paid. Okay, he smells money and walks in the door.
but he feeds you a bunch of bombs. He's like, "Oh, you look like you could use some help." Yes, I could, Falco. Thanks for showing up just in the nick of time.
I
My
recognize
hero.
you. Is Falco just miserable, or is he just like, yeah, this is another day at the office? Like what's his deal? Like, I don't.
Falco's the best pilot of the bunch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's probably
You
the
know
best.
him well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that he's the best pilot doesn't mean that he's the best fighter pilot, because he does not take anybody down.
Yeah, it's like the difference between a singer and a performer.
That's because
Right.
That's because you take out his hits. That was his.
Mhm.
He says that.
Yeah,
Right,
He
that was
says,
constantly.
"Hey,
mine.
that was
Hey, Einstein.
mine," and then he gets salty about it, and then he just refuses after that.
Yeah, but he like shoots once every like 5 seconds, and he expects those shots to hit. Like, it's not gonna happen, dude.
Yeah,
like,
come
you can't
on.
get salty afterwards.
It's not that easy, right? Like, it can't be.
Look
Like,
at him. He's
I mean, like-
outnumbered.
he's outnumbered. I
they
gotta
say
catch him. I
that,
gotta
you
catch him.
know.
I don't know if I actually do here. I don't know.
Like, does he
you did.
actually do anything though?
See, that was
Like,
my.
he's supposed to be better. Like, can you just does
So-
that mean like you can leave him alone if he dies? Does that mean something bad? Like, is Slippy gonna die because he's not around to like run cover on Slippy?
Right. I don't know.
So they're
Like, I've
they're
never
like
figured that one out.
they all have like their own roles, more or less. Peppy's
Yeah.
supposed to be the advisor. Slippy's the one that tells you, how much health an enemy has. Falco is the one that tells you the secret paths. So every time that
Oh,
there's a
okay.
secret path that you can take, he'll tell you, "Hey, follow me," and just like Dave is doing now,
Oh,
he's going to tell you how to get to
Yeah.
the secret boss. Of the
now that
first
you
fight.
say that,
Yeah.
that-
well, this
that-
one.
Yep, you're right.
It never
yeah.
clues into me on this one because I already know what it is, and I don't know.
Mhm.
It just looks like something you can do. I think that's one of those ones where back in the day where you would just stumble upon something. It's like, oh, there's
Yeah.
Mhm. Or
there's
friend.
half moon things here. Let's just let's try and go through them
Use
because
some
that looks
flying
fun,
fox.
and then it takes you somewhere. I can't remember which stage it is. There's another one where he says something specifically, "Follow me."
He like there's a like because
water
as
one he
soon as
does.
you say that, like
Mhm.
I'm remembering these times where like he just has these like this panicked lines,
Yeah.
because he sees something, and like, oh yeah, that's totally what's going on. He's the secret guy.
Yeah.
But what
I
on,
think the one
on
you're-
some of the levels does he just say, "Kill everybody, Fox. We got to kill them all. Get 50 kills to get a medal."
Kamikaze, let's go.
Genocide. I think the other one that Dave's talking to is Sonus, because I think he's the one to tell you shoot down all the lights and don't let them spot you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That
right.
way-
That's one of them. Yeah, there's
You-
another
And
one
then
too
Cat
where
comes
I
in.
think it's
I
the one
hate
where
that
the
level.
I don't even know what the name of the levels are. I should have it pulled up.
Listen,
Describe.
the only-
Now it's time to play. Describe that
Describe
Star Fox
the-
level to your
describe
co-host.
It's in space. There are ships
Okay.
and lasers.
There are ships,
Okay.
lasers.
and
I
I
mean
believe
that takes out that narrows it down to like 5 or 6.
yeah, actually, that's kind of
levels,
true, right?
Yeah.
Here I am, yeah, thinking that that's not what it is. It's the one where the I think
I
the
described it wrong.
stuff is all the stuff is broken up, and then I think it's a stage with the
Sector X.
X.
Sector X.
I think so. Yeah,
X
Where
has the
you
missiles.
you go up or down or left or right. I think at one point.
Okay,
between-
Yeah, that's
So
that's
the one
Sector Y,
Oh,
because that's the second
That's-
level. That's what we're about to be going to, right?
Yeah, that's Sector Y.
Mhm.
Sector X is the one that splits where you either take out like a whole bunch of artillery, or you go and shoot the gates so you can
Oh yeah,
shoot off into
Gage was
hyperspace.
so cool.
yeah.
And then Z is the one up top where the missiles come out and the
Yeah.
enemies are extra aggressive.
Yes, right. It's so that's what he does, and it's okay, but I still think that unless he's like specifically says like follow me or I'll take the left, you take the right, like unless he says that to me, Pepe's the most useful out of the three.
Mm.
I like
guess so.
I like seeing a health bar. It's reassuring to me to know that I'm actually
No,
doing
he's the
something.
hint guy. Slippy's the health
Yeah,
bar.
Slippy's the health bar.
Sorry,
yeah.
that's what I meant.
I mean, his dad built the submarine. He's important.
He's
Let's get some love for Slippy.
He had
yeah.
plenty of torpedoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the torpedoes, infinite torpedoes in that.
Keep firing.
I don't hand cramps.
I don't hate that level as much as I hate Zonus, though.
Mm.
The cat level, the searchlight level.
So the thing about the searchlight level, that it looks poopy. It looks poopy, right?
Mm,
But I don't like playing in the submarine personally. It's just
mm.
too you. I think if you could use like a more standard weapon than having to shoot the torpedoes every time because they're kind of slow. Like
Yeah, because you can lay on the laser, but you might as well you just got to be like spamming torpedoes
yeah,
constantly.
Yeah.
often
Yeah,
the enemies can't, like, they're all armored underwater for some reason. Like every single one, they're like, use the torpedoes. It's like, okay, but do I have to? Like, I know you packed
Yes,
them. Thank you for
sometimes.
packing them, but do I have
Thank you
to?
for packing
Like-
them.
How did they just like continuously regenerate?
Yeah,
I-
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's what they do, right? Isn't that yeah? There's no count. It's not like the bombs or whatever, right? So they just
We just
No,
have
it
plenty
has
of
an infinity
torpedoes.
symbol on it.
yeah, exactly. I don't like that level either. One, because I think it's
No.
I don't know. I think it's pretty hard because it's also very crammed at points, much more than other
And it's
levels.
dark.
And it's dark and everything. And if you play it
Yeah.
on the actual 64
Yeah.
and not on Switch, it feels even darker because the one on Switch, everything's sort of a little bit brighter. It feels a little bit I don't know. What they've done to sort of like glam up the 64 on Switch Online is pretty good. I think things look pretty good on there, most of them. So
They're very legible. Yes.
yeah, exactly. And I think that helps a little bit, but I had a hard time seeing sometimes. I think that's probably part of why I was terrible at that stage and definitely died at least twice. So
They also make you want to light up everything with the torpedoes, but the problem is once you shoot
Yeah.
a torpedo until it hits something, you're out of torpedoes.
Yeah.
So if you have a bunch of enemies in front of you that you need to take out, you're not going to do
Well,
anything.
Slippy's
Right.
back there making another one for you on the fly.
Yeah, just quickly creating them.
Yeah. So what do you got? Okay, so going through some of the stages and stuff like that. The first one I think is a pretty good stage setter. I think not only does it sort of give you different things to do as far as like, locking onto characters and throwing a couple bombs and maybe going to the sort of, actual boss, secret boss, whatever you want to call it. All these different sort of scenarios that you can get in. And I think that just the way the game is presented, whether it's that stage or not, like just the way everything starts, it just feels, to me, it feels pretty epic, even though it's the most simplistic level or one of the most simplistic levels.
Mhm.
And I just, every time I boot up this game, you start from the beginning and I have no problem playing that first level over and over and over again. It's
a
just
good
so-
secret tutorial.
Yes, that's there
Like
you go.
Nintendo's really good about, introducing you to like what you're going to be doing. And not realizing that running in the sewers and in A Link to the Past is like you're being taught things because you're like, oh, cool, there's just like rats and stuff down here. And
Right.
my dead uncle.
That's true. Secret tutorial. That is everything I said over the course of like 5 sentences could have just been said very concisely, like what you did. So well done, sir.
If you do the fake boss,
Yeah.
in level 1 without because you know what you're doing, that is an all range mode boss, so you get to see that too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I
Yep.
forgot about that. Yeah.
And then on the flip side of that, if you don't do that, you get the mission accomplished. You go to the next level. The end boss of that one is an all-range boss,
It's
so
a
it covers
dumb
its
boss.
bases.
this
Yeah,
one
it's-
with
I hate that one.
Two Gundams flying around.
yeah,
Yeah,
that is what
they're
it
hard
is.
to hit.
Yeah, they're hard to hit.
Yeah,
And
That
also,
first boss is like stupid easy though.
yeah.
It's kind of like you hit his leg, he just falls, and he just sits there until you kill him.
It's not that the-
See, I didn't realize that the first time I played it with my neighbor. So we just tried to keep hitting the battery pack while it was standing,
Yeah.
and somehow we got really good at doing that. I can't do it now. Like, I tried, I can't do it.
I should have tried actually, because I bet I did the same thing at the time, because naturally you see it, flashing when you hit it and you're like, oh, that's the hit point. You're going to go for it. But this time I did exactly what Jiggy said. I was just like, I gotta take out the leg, and that's it, and it's over.
Yeah, just do the.
It takes
easy
like
way.
one bomb too, though, and then like he's gone. Like
Yeah.
it's fine. It's okay for it to be easy. It's just the first stage and stuff. But yeah, how do you guys feel about? So I played the lava stage.
Solar.
Yeah, solar. That's it. Yeah, I played that a couple of times, and I think I used to hate it because it's like constantly the heat and it's chipping away at your health and stuff like that. I after playing a couple times, was like, okay, I'm good. I like this. I like the sort of extra strategy of it and everything. Couple points you got to make sure. Yeah, a couple points you got to make sure you hit the brakes without being told to hit the brakes. You really got to maneuver around and be more careful. And I like that. It's not easy, but that's okay. And you're sort of halfway through the game at that point, anyways. At least. I don't know what you guys thought. If you guys enjoyed that one.
Well, I mean, like, and even the I don't know, lava birds or whatever.
Yeah, whatever
Like,
yeah.
you want to like take out as many as possible because you're right, health is a factor.
Yeah.
This baby can take temperatures up to 9,000 degrees, but you're going to need to be getting a lot of silver, rings and stuff like that to keep your health up.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too that like the lower you go, the more it chips away at your health. I thought that was an interesting choice.
I really like that level.
Yeah.
I like the boss in that one.
Oh cool. Yeah, the boss is cool. It's like just like a lava monster, right? Like
yeah, giant lava monster.
Yeah.
that level, it takes your health up to a certain point because once you get close-ish to the boss, it kind of stops unless you're really low.
Right.
And it's an awful level to get the medal at. It sucks to get the medal in that level because you have to get 100 kills, and unless you're spamming the bombs, you're not doing it, dude. It takes so much. Yeah. The good thing is that it's a good. Yeah. The good thing is that it's a good like refill level. You can refill your bombs really easily. Get the 3 rings, spam a couple of extra ships, but you just got to keep spamming bombs nonstop.
Yeah,
and it's very good because the bombs are very useful in Macbeth, especially at the beginning of Macbeth.
Oh yeah,
but,
yeah. I have this habit of not using my bombs enough. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know why I have that.
You want to be conservative about it. You want to hold on to them. You're like, what if I really need these?
What if I really need them at the point that is right now that I really need them? I don't know why. I can't.
What if you need them even more later?
I'm too conservative. That's the problem. Oh yeah, no, I am playing the Aquas level here, which probably means I'm gonna die in a couple minutes.
You eat a couple lives in Aquas every time, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that I don't love about this game. If you the one thing that it's like, I guess you could call it annoying. Like especially if you're towards the end of the game and you die and you have to reset your lasers essentially and all your sort of health. That sucks. That really sucks. And it just makes it so much harder than it should be. Like,
but that's the old school, top down or side scrolling shoot 'em up. Like when you are just playing Gradius and like you have the Vic Viper completely decked out and you die, it sucks. Like I just reset the game. Like I just lose that quarter. I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. Like I want to go back to the beginning of the game and get my cool ship.
Yeah.
So if you notice,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's going to be quick. So if you notice, there's a slight change in gameplay, not only with the missiles and how slow it is, but when you shoot in the submarine, you only shoot once. When you're in the R-Wing, every time you press the button, it does a 3-burst laser shot.
Right. Yeah.
So that also adds to the frustration of this stage that you can't just spam the laser.
Yeah.
You have to spam both laser and torpedo nonstop.
Yeah. So that muscle memory is different. Like your reaction is different.
It feels like a curveball. The first time I played this stage, it felt like a ginormous curveball. I think I wasted all my lives the first time that I played it in this stage because wow. It was very different.
The underwater one, the Aquos is definitely the most challenging for a number of reasons, like we've talked about. So, yeah, Jiggy, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, piggybacking off, the game also punishes you for being a bad pilot. So if you were playing like Venom in particular, like the one side of Venom that you go in, it'll have things like columns that shoot out of the wall, and you have to
Oh, yeah.
maneuver around them. You have to know where they are, and it'll constantly try to chip your wings. And if you lose a wing, you also lose your shot.
Yes.
It's like, so not only if you
And-
lose do you lose your shot, but if you suck as a pilot, you can lose your shot even if you survive.
And you're penalized because the item that gives you your wings back would have been a laser. It's
Right.
it's
Yes.
Right.
it's the laser upgrade, but if you don't have wings, it's the wing upgrade. So you're
Right.
screwed even
And-
more.
Even further, when your
God.
wing is gone, your ship starts like leaning toward one
Yeah,
way,
it just-
which makes sense, but it's still like you got to account for it. So you're slightly holding to left or right to try to compensate for it.
Yeah. I had I don't know if it's this particular run that I'm playing while we're talking here or another one. I think it was even yesterday or something like that. I did the sort of the hard route, if you want to call it that.
Mhm.
I did pretty well through it, and no big deal. Maybe died once in the underwater because of course I did.
Yeah.
But at the end,
You're gonna drown at least once.
yeah, at
it's
least
gonna
once. Yeah, the Andros in that is where he's the brain with the two eyeballs and the electrical,
Right.
stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
Seems simple, but you always get hit by the electrical. I had a hard time with it, like just or
Mhm.
at least getting back into how I needed to do it. And both my wings were clipped. I had no health left, and I shot the part of the brain that you need to take him out right
Yeah.
as I was about to run into him. And I was like, oh no, because Fox does the yell. He goes, ah, at the end, as if you're dying. But he does that. I think he does that anyways, because everything explodes.
Never give up.
And I never give
Trust
up.
your
Oh
instinct.
my god,
Yeah.
You've
dude!
become so strong, my son.
Daddy.
You
Dante?
had that happen. Acid blew up.
Yeah, and I beat it, and it worked. Like I hit him right at the, like, he needed nothing left, and so did I. I had no wings. The fire's coming out of the side of the R wing and everything, and I'm like, oh man, I got to do this again.
Papa,
Oh,
I need
man.
to give. I
That's-
can't catch you. My wings are broken, Papa.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
so then it
When
kicks.
you do it, you feel so stupid. Like you're flying and you're like trying to, like, you want to show your father that you're experienced. You're a much better pilot than he last saw you, and your ship's all damaged. You're just like,
So
Fighting
that's
a brain.
so what happens
I mean-
is you go into that segment where it's basically, getting out of the Death Star essentially,
Mhm.
escaping the
Right.
Death Star essentially, and your ship is back to normal. You have both wings. It resets your ship.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, thank God, because that part you have to kind of keep up your speed a little bit. You have to follow him which way he's going, which way your dad's going and everything. And I was like, oh man, I beat that, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this because I knew it was
Yeah.
coming. And then there's my ship with both wings. I was like, all right, thanks, Dad.
James was nice enough to bring you an extra pair.
Yeah, everyone's packing everything extra for me. I can't do it myself. Clearly,
well, that's the easy mode.
that's the easy mode. Yeah.
So where did James go at the end?
I think it was all just in his mind.
Really?
I think
Fox
so.
is just
Agreed.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
So
think
is
his
the brain
father's just a
real?
lone bounty hunter flying out into space.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's alive.
Mm.
What if he was the real villain of Star Fox Adventures? That would have been great.
That would have been awesome. That would have been way
Mhm.
cooler.
Yeah.
That would have been way cooler. Yeah, I got to play that.
Yeah,
game.
so as far as the I like doing the hard route up the side.
Right.
The levels are weird and really difficult, even though I hate them. But I think when I finally settled, when I was playing this game a lot, my go-to route was to go up Sector Y but then cut up to the dogfight planet with Bill
Yeah.
Mhm.
and like the
Tina.
Independence Day ship basically scenario.
Yes.
I love that level. I love the Solar and Macbeth. And then for Macbeth, if you hit all the switches, you can get back onto the difficult path and like get true ending, which, Venom, easy way is like, yeah, it's fun. But like, I wanted another Star Wolf fight. Like I wanted to go
Yeah.
through, what is Area 31 or whatever.
Area 6.
Area 6.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best
Um,
stage in the entire game.
I love that level.
Yeah,
like
it's
why
really
like
good.
so I get to go through these like I love the three medium difficulty levels I think are all really cool.
Yeah.
Especially the train fight.
The train
Right.
fight is dope.
Man,
I
so
love that
the
fight.
first couple times I played, I just avoided that stage because like, I don't, feel like doing the sort of the ground levels all that much or whatever. And then I did it a couple days ago, and I was like, oh man, I should have played this level before. This is a good stage. It's
Mhm.
not like the greatest thing ever, but like it works better than the other ground stage, I think. And
yeah,
it's fun.
Yes, it
Titania
does.
is way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, which also sucks to get the medal at. That Titania is awful for the medal.
Mhm.
A lot of them are pretty
And
tough. I got a couple by accident. I wasn't trying to. I got a couple by accident, sort of towards the beginning half. I can't remember which ones it was. It might have been the asteroid and.
Well, I can confirm that
remember
you
which
got
one.
Corneria and Sector Y based on what
Oh, is it-
happened in your.
Oh, okay. So there you
gameplay.
go. That's one of them. There you go. That's probably actually the run that I'm thinking of. Then maybe it was this one.
I loved.
Yeah.
Did anybody else love Sector X? Because
Yes.
I loved
Yes.
like
yes.
either,
Yes.
either route that you went.
Yes.
You'd fight the giant robot,
Yep.
or you'd hit
That
the
is-
gates and like
okay.
teleport, and it was just so cool.
Yeah, that one. That one's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. I like those stages. That one and oh man, I keep getting the stages mixed up. But those ones where the level is, the pieces are kind of flying by you, and the stage is kind of flying by. Whether it's oh man, whether it is it? Oh no, maybe it is Macbeth. I'm thinking of. I like how those stages can shift around you and everything, and even if you play that stage back to back in your runs, it's probably going to feel a little bit different because you might turn a little bit more left or go down or whatever, even though the enemies are coming the same way. Like this is essentially a rail shooter, but stuff
Mhm.
changes. Like it's not exactly the
Right.
same. They find a way to
Yeah.
make it interesting each time, no matter what stage you do. And I think that's part of the brilliance of what this game offers.
Yeah, a lot of the old shmups are very palette swappy. So
Mm-hmm.
And it also has a bunch of secrets in pretty much every stage. Like at least the first couple of stages, there is a way to take an alternate route. In Meteor, the Meteor stage, there are these blue rings. If you hit
Yep.
all
Yeah.
of them, you go into hyperspace and you get shot to Katina.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I think
cool
I
stuff like that. And
think I missed those.
to speak to Starwolf, because you can have, I believe, 3 battles with Starwolf, and the
Mhm.
first one is on Ficina, if I'm reading that
Mhm.
right. And then if you do that, you can either go to Venom on the hard route, or you can go to Bolse, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Like satellite thing, and then they'll
Yes, yeah.
reappear. And when they reappear, they're all like bandaged up. And I just love
Yes.
that
So
little detail. Like it's awesome.
So in balls, if balls,
Balls.
if
I like
you-
it. Balls.
No, we're going with it. We're gonna go with it. Yeah.
So that if there's any survivors from Fushina, they'll appear there. If you kill all of them and you go the hard route through Venom, all of them show up.
Mm.
Mhm.
Whether you kill them or not, they all show up. And like you said, they're all bandaged up with like
Mhm.
medical gel and shit,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the new fancy ships.
Yeah, the ship thing is cool too.
So-
How do you like our new ships? Like, I love that. It's
It's like you can barrel roll now. What the hell?
Yeah.
I tell you though, man, like when you're doing those all range mode stages, especially like against them, if you have your blue laser, if you have your full-fledged you can crush those guys if you're behind them at the right
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Like they just disappear. It's wild.
That's the thing about Star Fox 64. You can get stupid good if
Yeah.
you know how to play, and okay, so if you can get max laser, you keep a couple bombs on spare, you can beat things stupid fast, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that Sector Y fight, I mean, if you can map out where they're going to be and just kind of like loop back, you
I
can
hate
take
that
them
fight
out
so much.
super, super fast.
Yeah, you can, but man, like the stage is awesome. The stage from start
Yeah.
to the boss fight, it's awesome because you're just going through a space battle the entire way.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the boss, and it's 3 of the regular enemies you've been fighting the entire time but they move faster. Like, couldn't you think of
Yeah.
something else, man? I was like,
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. It's not the most creative when so much of the game is otherwise. You're kind of like, wait, why? Wait. Yeah.
like in
You know-
Sonas, you fight a trash collecting pirate that shoots barrels and cannonballs
Yeah.
at you.
So
That's
good.
awesome.
So good. Yeah. Like who are these guys? Why are they joining the fight here? Like what does this guy have to gain from this? Like what?
I mean, he wants to salvage that sweet G-Diffuser.
I guess. He's like a character from Fallout or something like that. Just looking for all the tech. Just got to grab it all. So to get everything he possibly can. Yeah. Okay, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
I mean, we showed up on his planet. Like, come on.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Right.
for real.
Yeah. We are the problem. Yeah.
Hey, Luigi, I know you're looking at this footage. Why don't you like this stage? This is
Oh,
awesome.
I love the stage. That just the searchlights piss me off because I just would always miss one, and you're in the middle of your run, and it's not like the Switch now where you just rewind it real quick to get it. And you're like, all right, well, I guess hopefully next time I'll get it. I guess I'm doing the hard route again because I want to get it today or something. So it's just you always miss one. It's like, damn it.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's what they want, right? They want it to be like you gotta just like there's always a couple that are a little extra out of reach. Same thing with the train level with the switches. It's kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's one or is like 2 or 3 maybe that are during the boss fight. That's tricky. Like when
like you're messing with him at that point.
Yeah. You're not even worrying about the fight itself, right?
Yeah. It's the last 3 and the first one Falco gets for you, but the other 2 and the switcher you have to hit on your own.
Yeah, the switcher you have to do yourself. Yeah.
Behind like doors and stuff.
Yeah.
You have to like blow out of the way or
But once you get
keep
it,
open or stun. I can't
Once you
stop
get
it.
you'll never defeat Andros.
Hit the brakes. Yeah, you
Also,
get 51
hit the
points for that.
brakes.
You get
Oh,
probably
no.
the biggest rumble in history.
It is. Okay, I
Yeah.
was just going to say that.
It is.
It's the largest explosion in the entire game.
Mhm.
By
The most
far.
points you can get, like for any one like shot, basically.
Is that what it is? It's
It's like 51.
50.
Yeah,
It's 50. Yeah, 51. Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
The first time that I saw that, my cousin had come over. He's like, I'm going to show you like a very big explosion. And
Nice.
I'm like, "I've seen all of this game.
Yeah.
I know all of the explosions. And he shows me like the switches. And he's like, hold the controller. I'm holding it. And it hits the depot and explodes. And I'm like, what? It was mind blowing.
Did
After
you-
I had been playing that game for years.
Did you go? Is that...
Almost. Almost.
I can't remember who does that anymore. The other thing
I
about
should've
this
one
stage
character.
is you guys, Jiggy, I think you mentioned Bill a little while ago. Cat shows up in this. What do you guys think just in general of like the extra characters? Jiggy, what do you think? Do you like? Is it cool to have them showing up and stuff, or is it kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever, they're just kind of there?
I think it's always cool to get allies, but I don't like having to save them at the same time. It's like it depends what I'm doing. Like
Right.
in this stage where it's very linear, I do not welcome it because I'm like, just let me do my thing. I don't want to have to like pay attention to you at all. I don't care about you at all. But in stages like, so if you help her on this stage or whatever, if you get the mission accomplished, right, or whatever.
Yeah, I think if you get accomplished, she shows up next.
When you get
Yeah.
to Sector Z, she'll show up and actually help you hit the missiles, which is welcome because
Yes.
it's actually helpful. So when they're helpful like that, it's awesome. Like if you help Bill and all of them in Katina, then he shows up later. I don't remember what stage off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Maybe it is
Solar.
Katina? Or
He shows up in Solar and he just like helps you kill a couple of enemies so you can get some health.
Yeah, he's not
And
there
then
very
in
long.
Sector X, he helps you to unlock the gates so that you can go into
Yes.
the-
Oh, that's
that's
what
what
it
it
is.
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Cat will show up in.
Just shows up once,
I
right?
forget-
Like, or
She,
sorry,
will, she will show up in both of the level. I don't think
Yeah,
she just shows up in Z. She'll show up and help you if you go the other way
And
too.
I think it's Macbeth, and
Yeah.
she just shows up near the beginning and takes down a couple of enemies and then
Yeah.
disappears.
It's nothing.
The problem
nothing
with
great.
her,
Okay.
the problem with her showing up in Z is that if you're looking to get the medal for C, she automatically takes down one of the missiles. So you're basically locked out of getting the medal when she does that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Oh
You just
man,
gotta be quick. Man.
that sucks.
Just
You
touch
got to be
activate,
quicker
and
than
then-
her, but
but
Yep.
it's
Oh,
hard,
gotta be
right?
quicker
Because you're
than
paying
that.
attention to 5 other things. Yeah.
right,
I
'cause
like
the enemies
it.
in that stage are very aggressive,
Yeah,
and they will
that's-
take down your team if you don't help them.
Yeah, and without her, it's a pretty difficult stage. I think like it's definitely for me it was at least anyway for when I was replaying them. But I like
Yeah, I like it when their friends show up.
yeah, I think it's fun.
I like it when
Yeah.
other animals show up and say dumb animal noises and like they talk about their history or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's fun.
I
They
think
talk about
it's
their history. They create this little narrative, and like you start wondering, like oh, Bill and Fox were friends in elementary school or something.
Mhm.
You know? And then you go,
Right.
oh, Falco and Cat, what's going on there?
Because like when you're a kid, like you think about that crap, like because you have like you're playing this game all the time. Like, okay, well, I wonder what is about these people, and like I think it's so crazy that like Nintendo just they had something like this could have been
Yeah.
huge. Like they could have done story or something with this, and
yeah.
or had these characters that people just love and revere and still reference and like are in the pop culture, and they just did nothing with it.
That's true.
Yeah.
They sort of let it
Then
hang.
they
Like-
they explore it in the game that nobody played. You know,
Right.
In Command for DS, you have a bunch of different
I have it.
branching paths that you can take, and that's where they explain. Oh, and Andros had a nephew who hated him, and not a nephew, a grandkid that hated him and wanted to kill him. Fox and Crystals explained more, and Falco and Cat, and Bill and Fox, and all that stuff. But
So we
nobody
got to get a
played that game.
re-release of that then.
Hmm.
That's what I got to play.
Yeah,
Because
Oh,
I'm
what?
okay.
like,
Okay, here's
It's-
the thing. Let me
it's
say this
Fire
again.
Emblem Star Fox. It's awesome.
oh,
I said it again though. Enough
Yeah, like
gimmicks.
it's one of those games. It's
enough
hard to emulate.
gimmicks.
I still prefer, like, in my mind, I love Star Fox 64, and I got Star Fox Command being like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Star Fox 64. It's the new Star Fox 64. It's on my DS. It's gonna be amazing.
yes.
And then it was like it had those moments. It had that a little bit of it, but it was different. It was fundamentally different,
Sure.
and it wasn't bad. I think I'd appreciate it now more than I did back then, because back then I was like, this isn't Star Fox 64,
yeah.
you know?
Well, that's what you
But-
want. That's what I would have expected too if I had it at the time. I think what I didn't realize until I was looking up sort of how some of the stuff about when the game was made is that those extra characters, regardless of who they are, like Bill and Kat specifically, they added those super late in the development. So maybe they just didn't have the time to do it, sort of thing. Like maybe that was part of the problem, is they just weren't given the opportunity to do much with it. It's not a super long game, so there's only so much you're going to get done, and maybe that's just an excuse, but I wouldn't be surprised if, Miyamoto, who's like, hey, we need extra characters. That would be fun. Let's go more NPCs. That they're just like, well, what do you...
Yeah.
We have more space on this thing.
Yeah,
What can we cram in here?
Somehow we have more space on this thing.
Yeah.
Let's find a way to add more. And
But Miyamoto-san, we're trying to figure out how to make the Rumble Pack work.
look at this train level we have. It'll be epic.
I mean, I don't know who was. I mean, I assume Takeda's team or something, or I don't know whose team was on that, but I could only imagine them like maniacally walking in with the like, yes, here, use it for this. This will be great. And just like standing back there, like, ha, 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 ha.
It is Imamura and Morita. Is that how you say his last name?
What? Which
Sure.
R&D number?
I don't know.
Okay.
Kazuki Morita and Takaya Imamura began working on the game in 1995. So actually, when you really think about it, they were not really given that much time to make this game. I know things were
It's 2 years.
It's 2 years. Apparently the whole like add the extra characters thing happened in 1997 when the game was released. Like that's how short of a timeline they had. So that would fundamentally change at least a couple of these stages, and that's wild. And they figured it out, man. They figured it out. So The other thing I want to talk about is sort of how the game looks too, because we've talked about Jiggy, you mentioned, and Chris, you guys were mentioning sort of how the character faces and stuff like that. Yeah. So they specifically, I think it was Miyamoto that had it. Yeah, I have the note. Miyamoto suggested that they want things to look more animated and less real. So they specifically made them look like puppets because that's what he wanted. And I don't know. I think it works. It doesn't need to be a perfect thing, but I think that was a pretty good choice in my opinion. I don't know if you guys care.
I like them. Like, I don't know. I like the design in this one.
Yeah.
The cutesy cartoony stuff is cool too, but
it's a little bit in between. It's not, it's not really cartoonish or anything. It sort of has like a sort of balance there. Yeah.
I think it's a good looking game too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Looks good.
The puppet look really works for it, especially when you see them looking around and just like a puppet with no emotion or anything in their eyes.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, it conveys it well.
I also find it pretty funny. It just came up on the video I'm playing too. Let me see if I can find the Fox's response when they start some of the stages. I found really funny because his response is so short to like reacting to the scenario. Like, I don't know if this is one of them.
The enemy army is gunning for you. Be careful.
Yes,
Don't worry, sir.
I forgot about these.
That's it. Don't worry, sir.
Don't worry, sir.
Yep.
That's it. Not like what's happening, what should I be prepared for, or what area we go. Don't worry. All right. I mean, you got it, I guess.
It really speaks to how terrible of a character Slippy is when he gets knocked to Titania. General Pepper's like, just leave him, let him die.
Yeah. We can't afford to go after him, Star Fox.
Fox like, I can't leave Sleepy hanging.
Yeah, I can't leave him hanging. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Favor to his father.
I think Jiggy, you're right. I think this game I think it looks pretty good. It's a fast moving game, especially on these sort of on the open stages, the full range modes, as you will. And it's, not overly populated in some of these spots, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot moving, and there's no, I don't know. I didn't experience any kind of sluggish play or slowdown or any of that kind of stuff. I know it's every once in a while that happens on some 64 games, but like, it's just always been like a flawless experience every time I've played this.
Only slowdown is when you use the brakes.
Yeah, that's right.
That tanks the the frames per second.
Everything just also cool sound effect too. Like that's a cool and then the sound and the music in this game are awesome. Including the voices of the characters, I think. I think the thing growing up was like, oh, Slippy is so annoying. He's always whining. He always needs help. But everybody does. He just has a high-pitched voice. That's the difference.
Falco won't stop whining. He's so annoying.
Yeah. I don't think there's any difference there. To me they're all the same. But I don't know if you guys feel differently.
Boom.
Pilot wise,
Oh, sorry.
I was really upset when I found out the first time that they give you money when you finish it.
Oh my god. Yeah.
General Pepper signs a check and you never actually get that money and you never can do anything with it. It would have been so cool if they would have let me buy the Wolfen and just fly the Wolfen throughout the game. That
would be
ship's
awesome.
design is so sick.
Yes, they are cool. Yes, those are really cool designs. You're right. That's true. I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot about the fact that they stamp your bill like a cent or your invoice or whatever. Like that's what it is, right? Is it like
it's an invoice.
I could never tell if it was like us getting paid or them like looking at how much damage we did or giving us a bill or I just never knew.
I'm pretty sure it's us getting paid because it says like services rendered or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I can
Something like
find
that.
it. I gotta find it then.
This
You have to
is
look up
well,
the
I
image.
guess this is worth the price of freedom.
Yeah, so it could
I
go
just love
either
when he
way
goes,
when it could go,
What?
yeah, it could go either way when he says that, right? It could be this is the price because of what you did, or this is the price because of what it costs, right?
I guess here's your check.
I guess so.
Well, I don't know if he
Snow
actually
Fox-
said that. That was just me ad-libbing. So
Like him telling Fox, just know that this is the money we were going to use to rebuild Corneria after you destroyed it.
I don't live there, so that's cool.
So sorry, buddy. Sounds like a you problem. I don't know what you want me to do about that.
Right?
I live in a
Like,
giant.
how am I going to get reelected now?
Your father would have never charged this much.
And that's why he's dead.
Couldn't pay his bills.
I'll never make the same mistake as him.
My father doesn't
wait,
know what's
cat.
going on. He doesn't get it. Come on, you old fart.
My father wore the same pair of glasses for 20 years.
His vision was awful. I don't know how you let him fly a ship.
Look where that got him. I think I think the more I think about all the other characters, the more I realize that actually maybe Great Fox is probably the most useful because they always you know, it's always tossing you the little boxes, and at least in a stage like this, like where you're trying to take out the missiles, at least it gives you a hint as to what's going on, you know? Like it's getting closer, or there's one on the, you know, whatever the descriptions that he gives you. No one else does that. No one else is doing that.
Have you guys ever failed this stage?
Yeah,
I didn't this time, but probably back in the day, probably.
Yeah, and it breaks the wing.
Yeah, that's so cool. And then it keeps it through for the rest of the game. So even in the end credits, when you see the Great Fox taking off, like the whole wing is missing.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it doesn't take the whole thing out. It just kind of hits the side. Oh, okay, I didn't realize.
Like it hits it, and you see kind of like a mesh, and the wing is missing. And I think when it hits it, it has electricity. After that, it's gone, but it still has the mesh and damage and stuff.
Interesting. Okay, nice.
The cool thing, in Area 6, to piggyback off the Great Fox stuff, it actually will attack the enemies. It'll be like, we'll lay down support, and it'll like shoot a bunch of yellow lasers that are like super effective.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It feels badass.
Right. Rob just rolls in and is like, I'm hard as fuck. I'm gonna shoot him.
Stand back, children. I've got this.
And the cool part is that when he takes down those ships, it still gives you full points for taking them down. So,
oh, does it? Nice.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
The
Like,
+2.
like, you know, screw Corneria. Like we have this giant mothership to live on. Like, I don't need to fix Corneria. That's a you problem, Pepper.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like, I mean, they're definitely not interested in sticking around for sure, but also like, yeah, it's almost like look what we got here. What else? Like, really?
I'm gonna go hang out with some dinosaurs now.
I don't know if you know this, but I got pals with dinosaurs, so it's happening.
Although he hires us for that too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. Man, I'm so not knowledgeable about what happens after this game. Like my experience with Star Fox.
Don't worry about it. It's not canon.
Well, canon or not, whatever the story is. I think I played this game so much and had an SNES as well that it was just those two games. And I don't know, for me, like this is all I need. I just need this game. Like we're talking about it, and we've talked about almost every aspect of the game, and I've played it 10 times in the last couple of weeks. I just want to play it again. Like
yeah, it's fun.
It's just so fun, even though I may have played all of these stages at least a couple times in the last couple of weeks. Like, I don't know why I'd want to do something else.
I mean, it's just great design to like have the branching paths and like to have all these different kinds of like, you know, whether, you know, it's a cool way to do difficulty, but it's just a cool way to have a game, because you're right. This is just like a run game. Like you finish. All right, let's do another one. You know, like let's keep playing. Whether I actually want to get a medal or not, like I just want to get better at the game. I just want to keep playing, do another run.
Yeah, it's a rail shooter, and somehow it's super interesting and super fun, and has a lot of different things to dig into.
Which is what makes Star Fox Assault so insulting. It's just like this, just like 10 levels in a row of like you can't. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to keep going. Like there's no choice. There's no fun. Boring.
I did a
You ever
couple
play the
times.
multiplayer in that?
And
I love the multiplayer
in
in
that.
yeah, that was
In
good
Star Fox
multiplayer.
Assault. The
Yeah.
multiplayer is great.
What about the multiplayer in this? Did you guys do that growing up? I did.
Ugh.
I did it.
Yes.
I did
Gross.
it sometimes, not that often. But played it all solo this time. Yeah. No. Yes. No. Yeah.
I'm gonna. It's not. If you had any other stages, there's like, is there two?
There's two:
like one that's
Scornaria
all-
and Sector Z.
Yeah,
Mhm.
one's all R wings. The other one you can actually be in the tank too, but it's or on foot.
And
if
on
you get
foot.
That good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If
But-
you get there. Yeah.
They're so like just foggy and you can't see much, and it's way too big for the amount of players you typically have.
Yeah.
It could have been more. I think co-op would have been way cooler.
That's
cool.
see, that's what I'm thinking is like you're already a squad. Like why
Yeah.
not squad up? Because the dogfights with your friends always end up with just like you both doing these like big wide turns, trying to out turn your friends, and like it was always one of those things where like we'd maybe play a round or two.
Right.
In case we forgot, like, oh, maybe we should try again, or like at the beginning of the birthday, the
Yeah.
sleepover or whatever, like play around a Star Fox. Oh yeah, this sucks. Put something else in.
Yeah, my brother and I played like recently. I went back home and we played multiplayer just because we were bored and we're like, let's do it. And we did, and the match lasted a ridiculous amount of time because we just would come at it. And I'd get a couple shots, he'd get like one shot, and then we'd pass. And then we'd do this. And then we'd do this. And then we'd come back. And it was just it just took forever. I'm happy to say that I won though.
It's an
Good job.
It's an unintentional air show, is what it is. Like that's
Because that's what it is. There's no pacing. Like there's no tension or drama to the to the multiplayer, because exactly what you're saying. Even if you have 4 people, eventually you will be down to 2 people, and it will always be like that.
At some
it will
point
be
that's
exactly
gonna
as you
happen.
described every match, and so like, I don't know. It just
They kind of fixed it on the 3DS. Since they added auto lock on 3DS, it made it so that somebody's always going to win. It's not going to stay in.
Right. Well, at least they did something. I mean, there's at least they did something. Question that came up on a different podcast that I think Luigi and I were both on, the What Was Cool podcast last year. I believe it was in the fall or in the summer of 2023. We were both on that separately, but we were both on the actual final.
we were the guests.
We were the guests on that.
Yeah, the call. We both called in separately.
Yes. Question that those guys have, so I'm going to steal their idea, is when you're doing a barrel roll or when you're turning, are you using the Z or are you using the right bumper? What's the habit, Chris? What do you
Z?
Okay. All right.
Z. Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, hang on. Pick up the controller. Yeah.
I feel like I tend to lean toward R a little bit more actually.
Okay. All
See,
right.
now they were saying that the Z button automatically spins if you press it once, and the R button you have to press twice.
No.
And I don't think that's right, but I always went with R, and I used both Z and R because it, you tilt it to do sharp turns.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to do a sharp like when you're like in solar, there are times where you want to be in the top corner of the thing because there's a huge deadly wave coming at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think I tap R over Z usually, but I use them both to steer.
Yeah, I use both to steer, but I definitely am tapping that sort of trigger, if you want to call it that, because I just think that
Z
is exactly what it is. That's right.
It's fine.
That's right. It's a Z. I'm pressing that because all of my movement just instinctually is just coming from my left hand, I guess, when I'm doing that. I don't know. I don't know if that's sort of why it happens, but definitely with the turning and everything. Wow, I'm getting my ass kicked in this boss right now. I'm terrible.
You think that the trigger would be the shoot button? So
Well, maybe that's part of what it is.
Right.
Maybe that's part of what it is.
you think, but it's not.
I wonder why.
It didn't work for the
Just
layout. I
because.
don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess
I'm
it's
sure
fine.
they
Where else are
tried.
you gonna put that leaning that way to the?
Mhm.
To the
Yeah,
left
I
if you're
guess.
gonna
Yeah,
use
I
that
guess
to
if
shoot?
that's a crucial part that they wanted to make sure they had, then yeah, you kind of have to do it that way. That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because the break and turn with either the R or Z is incredibly useful when you're fighting Star Wolf the second time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because if you do a loop, I don't remember what Pepe calls it.
Do a somersault.
Wolf,
Ah,
the
somersault.
somersault. Thank you. When you do a somersault in that final fight with Star Wolf, Wolf will just veer either left or right and then do a somersault right behind you.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Mhm.
you basically are forced to like break and turn as quick as possible so that you can get him.
I love the character
Yeah.
building with that because the first time when you fight him, when you do it, he goes, "What the heck?" And
Yeah.
then the second time, he's doing it too.
Right?
Yeah.
He says
That's
that
pretty
so
great.
much.
Yeah, he's
what,
like-
what the heck?
Then he's
one of
trying
those
to
that
goad you on by telling you that you're good, but he's better.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm
He must
better.
have Pigma there being like, try a somersault.
Yeah, do you
that's
think
a
they
good
have their
idea, Pig.
equivalents? Are those guys all
Oh, that is
equivalent?
upsetting.
Yeah, I wonder if there is there an equivalent of those guys? Are they just all, they all have their own Peppy
love
and
that.
Slippy and Falco? Must be, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Rooster Chase.
That guy, man. Oh my
Horrific.
I mean, if you
I don't
think
want to
about
think
it, like,
about that.
even their tech guy is like a little. He's a lizard, right? I can't remember his name. What is his
yeah.
I
name?
think
Leon.
Leon's just their good
Leon.
fighter. I am the
Leon's
great
supposed
Leon.
to-
Is it because don't they pair off? It's like Andrew is with Falco.
Andrews was
And-
Slippy.
Andrews was
Oh,
Slippy,
Andrews
yeah.
was Slippy.
Because
Okay,
because
I
they're
have it
the
mixed
have a
up.
they're
history.
like
Okay.
the Nepo hire.
Mhm.
They're
Whoa, doesn't Andrew turn into a politician in Assault?
What?
he turns into a dead robot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but before
that's
that,
right.
isn't he like a politician? So you could make the connection that the slimy politician is following around the slimy amphibian.
Mm,
Birds of a feather, so it
they're
makes
both
sense.
slimy. Right.
Mm.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, those guys are a blast. The one guy's everyone's got a funky name except for Andrew. Seems to be the only guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I
And
never-
I'm
I al-
Andrew.
I always laugh at that. Like I don't know, I don't get it. Like why is he the only one? Like, just think
Because I don't know. I love him so much. He sucks so much.
he
Just
does.
such like the whiniest, like, my dad's gonna tell you what's up.
That's exactly what he sounds
Yeah.
like too. Like he is just, oh no.
Uncle
Someone get me a-
Andros.
Someone get me a ginger ale. Oh man, you are having a rough time.
I'm
with
having a
this one.
rough time
yeah.
with this
It's giving
invisible
me a little bit of anxiety watching you play.
goat.
This is one of those bosses that I have
That's-
faced so
Is this
many
going to take you
times.
out?
I don't know if it is actually. I don't know. I don't know if I need
This
my
is-
wings to be successful.
Oh, you're out.
No way.
Oh,
No way. Look at that. No
Oh,
health.
wow.
No health whatsoever. This is what happened, I think, probably at the end too. That's the other thing is like we've played, all four of us have played this game so much. You know what you need to do in all these bosses, all these fights. You know what you need to do, and yet somehow I've played this stage 40
What
times.
the
There
heck?
you go. There
How'd you
you
do
go.
that?
all in one.
Even
That was
Slippy's
bullcrap.
dying.
Single laser. How did
Single
you?
laser.
There's no way you got
That's
that in that one
insane.
cycle.
Yeah.
Good lord. Well
can't
We
even
done.
just watched
see.
it. That's crazy. There's
That
no
was-
way.
Well done.
Look at that.
He
No
just
wings.
good.
what you didn't see was he crossfaded that footage to him doing the exact same thing later. So there was like a slight little edit there.
Mm.
Yeah, the
No.
health
Very
bar does
clever.
look a little
Clever
bit bigger.
editing, Dave.
Yeah,
My
well,
skills
if
are
we check
insane.
if we check the audio file, we'll see the evidence.
Yeah, that's
We're gonna
right.
have to see
Yeah,
the car fox on that.
yeah. I think yeah, I think overall, obviously we love this game. I mean, this game is just incredible,
Oh, it's
right?
great.
If there was anything like if they remade this, like is this a game that they should remake or should we just kind of leave it alone? Is it that kind of game? I don't
They've
know.
done it already.
I mean, yeah, I guess
Zero
so.
is a remake.
I guess.
So was the 3DS one.
I guess the 3DS one kind of is too,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
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 Yeah, but that one's like a straight remake. And that one came out in that time where Nintendo wanted to remake their 64 games
Yes.
for
For 3DS.
the 3DS,
Yeah.
and they wanted to keep them as faithful as possible by keeping the glitches and everything in them. So that is just straight up Star Fox 64 with a new coat of paint and
Right.
better
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Right, and the multiplayer, like you mentioned. Yeah. I think I think it'd be cool to see it with like, flashier visuals. Is it necessary? No. I think that's really what it comes down to, because now so many games are remade, regardless of which ones they are. Or they call them remasters, remakes, whatever you want to call them. And they just feel like, well, all you did was the visuals. And it would need to be more than that. Maybe there would be the story stuff like you guys were talking about, or maybe there'd be an extra stage or something that was cut at some point. I don't know. But I just think this is just one of those games that doesn't really need it. It doesn't.
I don't think it needs a
No.
remake. I think we need a new entry in the Star Fox series.
Yeah.
But I think we need Donkey Kong before this. So that's my 2 cents.
Maybe. Look,
I'm gonna leave those 2 cents on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I love me some Donkey Kong, but unless it's it needs to be another. I don't know. I just love.
I mean,
I don't.
they will both.
I don't-
Both of them will be made by someone else. So if a Star Fox
Yeah.
game gets made, someone else, Nintendo will not be making it. They will be involved, but won't be making it.
Right.
Donkey Kong gets made, they will be involved, but they won't be making it. So
Right.
we could get them both at the same time if they did something.
I mean,
Jiggy, the problem is that I don't think Nintendo has the balls to do another Donkey Kong 64 type game.
that's true. That's true.
I mean, they did. They made
Which-
Mario Odyssey, and it's amazing.
It is fantastic. That is a damn good game.
It's just moons everywhere.
Moons everywhere.
I do love Mario Odyssey. Great game.
Am I the only one that thinks
but
that
I-
game is just kind of okay? I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you.
It has moments of
1%.
like
Yeah, the
I'm just not
1%,
doing
yeah. The
you
1%.
know, a whole lot. It has those moments where you're just like, I'm just like finding moons everywhere, and then it has moments where like you've just taken, my jaw's on the floor. Like I can't believe what I just did. I can't believe what just happened. Like
Yeah.
it's unbelievable at times.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
definitely
Jump Up
moments of that.
Superstar, incredible scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Cried.
Star Fox 64,
So-
everybody. If you haven't played it, please play it. Please, if you've gotten this far and you know nothing about this game, just fucking play the game. It's especially if you have it on Switch. If you have Switch Online, you have the expansion pass or pack. It's just pick it up and give yourself 45 minutes, an hour at the most, and you'll get through a run. Don't have to do it perfect. You don't have to do the hard run or get all the secrets or whatever. Play the whatever you're able to do through it and just enjoy yourself. This game is awesome.
Yeah. Because it is a run-based game. Like,
Yeah.
boot it up. 45
minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keeps your
Usually
high
what
score.
I clock
You can-
myself at.
Yeah, it keeps your high score. You can go and go back and see if you can improve the next time and all of that stuff. Someone else can play it. You guys can share your score. Like it has this like arcadey feel without it being at the arcade. And I think that that's a good sort of balance that it strikes too.
It's amazing how much stuff is hidden in here for you to just find.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of ways, I think that way about this generation is, there's just stuff could be anywhere. Like anything could trigger a secret. Like these worlds are big. They're 3D. You got to look everywhere and find all this stuff. And so like, you never know like what's real and what's not.
Right.
That's cool.
You know, I have a tradition every New Year's. As soon as it hits 12, I pick up the 3DS and I run through Star Fox 64. I have to.
Oh shit.
And that usually opens up a can of worms because then I'm stuck the next 2 or 3 weeks just replaying Star Fox over and over again. And I started a counter last year. I beat the game 38 times last year.
Wow.
This year I'm at
Holy cow.
15, 16. Because as you can see, like the TV's right there. And
Yeah.
I work from home a lot, so all I have to do is just turn the chair around. And if I'm on the DS and working on the kitchen table or something, it's too easy to stop working and just do something better and play Star Fox.
Oh yeah, this is that game. This is that game for sure.
Yeah.
Jiggy, any final thoughts?
Go play it.
Go play it.
It's a great game.
It's an excellent game. Just a great single player experience that is very hard to match on this console, I would say. And I'm really happy we got a chance to. Hey, someone stole my star thing to heal me.
What was that? I was so ready for you to get that.
What is that? Hold on,
Man.
I'm going back.
You can't fail more than once.
Sending. Okay, location confirmed. Sending supplies. There's the. Where's the?
That was not fair.
Someone stole it.
Okay.
Oh, swell.
Here it is.
Oh,
Here it
you
is.
missed it. It's over
Shoot
there.
it.
There
Shoot
it
it. I'm about to die. I'm about to die.
Wait.
And then I do the loop and
Yeah.
it's gone.
Oh, that is not fair.
No,
Not fair.
It's awesome. Oh man.
Really could use that.
I think I could have used it because I'm thinking I'm gonna die twice because I'm terrible.
I do have a
Oh, that's
final
slippy.
thought. I do have
Yes.
a final thought. You should play it with this,
Yes.
with an actual
Mhm.
N64 controller.
Right,
It really
yes.
works really well with an actual proper N64 controller, whether that be the Nintendo wireless one for Switch Online. But I did play it a little bit with the Pro controller, and it feels icky.
Okay.
It's
Mhm.
It's
it's
not
just-
there. It's not right
it's not
there.
You know what I had a hard
it's like
time.
the brakes and stuff.
Yeah, when I
Uh.
played similarly, because I mean it's not a pro controller, but when I played it on Switch Online, I ended up just doing a handheld because I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go find the dock and whatever. Most of my Switch gaming is handheld regardless, but I have a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that the I don't know if is it the R or is it the Z or Z is the sort of
L2.
and then the other one and then the R is R1.
Yeah. It's
And
a
I-
little
Yeah.
backwards. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't
weird.
make why can't they both be the same thing? I don't understand that. So I was trying to do like the hovering, for example, with the land on the land levels, and I'm like
Yes.
just tilting and that's it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like
Where's the button?
like there's only two buttons here, but somehow I can't find the one that I need, and I don't know why.
Because the one's on the back and the one's on the top and the side, like the bumper. Like there's only
Yeah.
3 on the 64, and so they're
Yeah. So
that's
like
weird.
Jiggy said, regardless of how you play it, I think if you have a chance to use an N64 control scheme and controller, it's the way to go.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's the way to
For
go.
sure. It makes
Isn't the
sense.
Joy-
It
Joy-Con,
makes
really bizarre. Like the Joy-Con, it's like the left, like
Yeah.
rather than being like left and down as like the C buttons, it's like left is. I'm trying to map this out. It's like left is B or something, and then up is technically the left C stick or something. It's like really
Well, the C buttons are just the joystick. The C buttons are just the joystick.
Yeah.
on the
64
Joy-Cons. I
emulation
think
is
it's
a
different.
nightmare because of this.
Yeah.
So if
and
you hold the R1, you can use the face buttons as the C buttons.
Oh, that's what it is.
You know,
Oh,
you have
okay.
to, yeah.
Okay. That's
It feels gross because when you're
Mhm.
using if you're not using that, then you have like the boost is on the top button and the brake
Yes,
is on
exactly.
it feels super wrong because when you're holding it in the 64 controller, you know, the C button is brake and then, you know, the left one is boost. It's
I-
totally fine.
I
Yeah.
pulled up an image here. I pulled up an image with the Joy-Cons
Foolish to stand against
and
me.
B. Here.
You will die.
So B, A are normal,
Right.
and then this is left. So this would be your
The X
boost,
is left. Yeah. Or
and then this is
Oh,
down.
just like
So this would be your brake.
yeah.
So the
That's just
X
wrong.
button at the top would be your brake. That's what it says.
That's dumb. No. I just use the other joystick, and that's it, and just didn't mess around with other stuff. I just keep it simple. I know that for the most part, I need the brake more than any of the other ones. I'll just hit down if I at least for me anyway. That's one of the ways that I did the all range mode levels. Is if you want to do that loop, I would hit the brake to make a tighter turn as opposed to hitting boost and going faster and further. That's the way I usually did it. That's my habit, at least. Whether it's the right way to do it or not, or most effective, I have no idea. But oh no, use the bomb, he's gonna eat me. There.
Andros is a scary boss.
Oh yeah.
Look at those eyes.
He is kind of scary, yeah. And then when he blows,
it's the jowls.
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
jowls. They're
the
there's
face
just
muscles.
something wrong about it.
look at me going with no wings again. I'm resilient. I'm probably gonna die. Okay, so guys, thanks so much for being a part of level 50, episode 50, the 50th. Well, I guess
Number
technically, 50th, 49th game that we've covered on the show. Remember 64 will be keep going. Right? I don't know what the next like huge title is gonna be, but
Banjo-Kazooie.
Well, don't make any promises.
I'm not. You just...
It's gonna
You
happen.
sounded like you needed a suggestion.
I just don't have the time right now. I want to. And if anyone's gonna
I
be
still
back,
played that game.
you haven't played that game?
No.
Ooh.
What?
Mm-mm,
That
no.
is definitely
Never?
something you're gonna have to be on the
Nah.
show for.
At that point, I was like, I don't think I was
Into it.
I wasn't playing a lot of 3D platformers. I had beaten
Mhm.
Mario 64. I got all 120 stars. I threw it in the closet. I never wanted to see it again. It just pissed me off getting all 120 stars, that I just didn't play any 3D platformers for a while.
Oh,
And then the first one I
man.
picked up was Donkey Kong 64, and
Mhm.
no, I should have picked up Banjo-Kazooie instead.
So, for you and your specific podcast, yes, Banjo-Kazooie is the one you should pick up. Although Donkey Kong 64 actually speedrunning is pretty dope.
Donkey Kong 64 speedrunning is ridiculous.
It is pretty awesome.
It is a
There's
lot of fun.
so much you have to do.
Well, you can just do
Um,
stupid things like Lanky
It's
can
broken.
bypass every level standard. Every
Mhm.
boss fight you can just clip through the floor and get into.
Oh,
Lanky-
I see.
It's
Lanky
awesome.
can stretch his hands out of bounds behind a door and hit the door trigger and go through the door.
Watched a video of someone the angle off a certain ledge on DK Isle, and they just fly up into the sky, and they can just get to the end of the game.
That game is busted. It's hilarious.
awesome.
Go watch some speed runs, or go watch some explainer videos or something like that. Also DK64 randomizers are a lot of fun to watch.
Yes.
Because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so many things to randomize.
Yeah.
I don't comprehend what's happening, but it's funny to watch.
I did a live stream and did a randomizer, and
Oh,
it was so... You have to utilize Lanky's bypassing of level doors,
mhm.
because you go on a warpad and you show up in creepy castle, and you're like, I don't have any moves to do anything. What am I supposed to do? And then you rely on getting something from Cranky, and he gives you ammo for your weapon you don't even have. Oh, this is great.
Gee,
Yeah.
thanks.
Randomizers often turn into the Hall of Fame of speedrunning tricks for a game.
Right.
You'll see things from Ocarina of Time that haven't been used since 2007 get pulled out to be well, I gotta jump past this thing. I guess I can use this one thing that we used for a month until we found a better way. So it's seeing the hall, seeing the old tricks that are dead now come back to life.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
and those types of it's all different anyways, right? you're not I mean, I guess in some ways you're gonna see the same thing twice, but I should look that up with this game with Star Fox. Never mind. There's probably lots of great stuff with that.
The
Oh.
speedrunnings for
Yeah.
the speedruns for Star Fox, they are
Mhm.
insane.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't
They
done
are. I saw one from Games Done Quick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that the big thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
They did
And
the 2K one. Yeah.
the dude got like 500 and something kills on on area 6. I was
What?
Wow.
insane. Insanity. It was
Uh,
crazy.
what you end up doing is, so anytime you kill multiple bad guys,
Yeah.
you get extra. You get like an extra point
Yeah.
on the end of that.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is by like shooting your charge shot, but then like trying to detonate it before it gets there. So it does more of an AoE instead of taking out like
Yeah.
one or two guys.
Yeah,
Oh.
you have to shoot it without locking, and then you have to detonate it before.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So it's
I
just
do
a
not.
ton
It's
of that.
crazy.
And
Wow.
you
Yeah.
just like in sector Y or yeah, area 6, you just start cranking up the points.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I got to start doing that.
Just-
I got a couple
I've
always
accidental medals, so
dreamed-
now I want. You always what?
I've always dreamed of getting all the medals, but I never did it.
It's hard.
And Area 6 was the particular level I could never get the medal. I think it was the last one I needed. I just could
So
never
area
get it.
6, you have to focus on the satellites. As long as
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
take down all the satellites and the big ships, you're good. Because
Mhm.
it's 300 and it's doable. You can pretty much hit it in the third act of the stage before the final boss fight.
Mm.
Damn.
Well, I suck.
Well, I mean, I'm nodding, but I haven't done that since I was 12, so don't worry about it, man. Like it's cool.
I always wanted, I never played, but I always wanted to unlock the on foot in multiplayer.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
that was
It's
like a
fine.
childhood
So
dream
hard.
of mine. I've just
It's
never done it.
fine.
I know
It's
it
like,
doesn't
look
look very,
what you
it
can
looks
do.
awful. I've somehow shielded myself from seeing what it looked like until like the last month.
Mhm.
Like my whole life, I've never looked it up or anything. I've always kept it as that like childhood mystery that I just
Childhood
wanted
dream.
to unlock. And then I
It's-
saw it, and Slippy was like running around. I'm like, wow, that looks awful.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah, it's funny. That's really like that's the best. Like unlocking that is funny.
Yeah, that's
you're
the
really there for
reward.
the shades.
right. Yeah, it's a fantastic game. Everyone should play it. Oh, and I just pretty much took out Slippy there. And
Right.
As you do.
as I do, even though I find him to be the most useful. It's comforting to know that I'm making progress on a boss. I think that's pretty much what it comes down to. I need a little bit of pat on the back kind of thing.
Yeah. There you go.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Slippy's the boss.
Slippy is the boss, so we have to save the boss. Yeah.
We have to shoot him dead.
First and foremost, Chris, thanks so much for being on the show, buddy.
And no, man, I've been listening for a while and love your show. I messaged like, hey, if ever, please consider me, and I'm happy you did because I always love talking Star Fox, dude.
Dope.
Awesome, man. Let's why don't you tell everybody about a little bit about a novel console?
Yeah, so basically, it's a show that I do with my wife. We talk about books, games, and food, and whatever catches our attention during the week. She reads the books, I play the games, and then we try to make fun of everything. It's mostly childish adult stuff. So please don't let your little kids listen to it because it would be really bad if little kids learned how to be people from us because we are not meant to raise children. But yeah, no, we cover everything. Specifically, people love the garbage because that's where we go to restaurants and talk about the food, what's good, what's bad, and yeah, it's pretty much a novel console.
Nice, amazing,
Cool.
man. Mr. Luigi's apartment. What have you been up to lately? How are you? How's everything? How's hi?
Hi. How are you?
Thanks for coming back, man.
Hey.
We just talked
Yeah.
Mario Tennis. So if anyone hasn't listened to that, Mario Tennis was just a couple of episodes ago. So that was a good time.
Very good
Also, play that game, especially if you
Mhm.
have a few minutes to kill. That is an excellent time. So thanks for coming
Love
back,
that
buddy.
game. Yeah, you can find me these days over at Need for Speedrunning, it's a show I make with a couple of my friends from Games Done Quick and my buddy Brad. We look at like kind of the watchability of different speed runs on the main episodes. We do commentaries on speed runs and be like, how it would feel to someone who is either just getting into speed running or knows a little bit about the game, or like what would this run be like, how legible is it really? Like, can you tell what people are doing? Is this too much information? And kind of dig into that, from that angle. And then sometimes take apart 10-hour long Final Fantasy X runs. So yeah, come check out Need for Speed Running. Speed runs are fun. Video games are cool. I don't know. You're cool. You're all very cool people. So
Oh my god, thank you. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I was talking to listeners, but you're cool, Dave.
Oh, I was just taking it for myself. Like I said, I need that support, man. I need that support.
You deserve it.
I need that love. Jiggy, what's up, man? How's things going so far? What are you up to?
Oh, things are going great. Just the usual grind. Got a cool DK64 video coming out. Going over. I did a cool collab with a fellow DK64 defender on YouTube, and we're doing some DK64 mysteries.
Ooh, mystery.
So be,
yeah.
Is it like Clue?
So
is it a murder mystery?
Did you find Dixie?
Did you
We
find,
didn't find
did you find
Dixie.
Dixie?
No.
Yes, please.
We didn't find Dixie, but we did cover some things that people probably have never thought about.
Okay.
And some things that people have thought about and been very curious about. But sometimes I'm like, am I the only person in the world that has ever thought about this? And I'm happy to say that when I put out these videos, people come out of the woodwork and they're like, I've always wondered about that too. And I'm like, great.
My
Let's
people,
talk about
finally. Amazing.
DK64, man.
Jiggylookback on YouTube is where you can find all that stuff. And
Oh yeah, thanks.
yeah, no worries, man. I got you. Hey, I always forget about stuff too, like I did already with this episode to plug the show at the beginning. Remember 64 show across the board on social media and on Patreon as well. That's where you can support the show and help us do 50 or 150 or 250 or however many times you want to hear me ramble on about
I
these
think we're
games.
starting to run out of games at that point.
Yeah, there's
280 somewhere around there.
Yeah, I guess around 280. Yeah, I was
more
gonna
than
say 280 something. Yeah.
Isn't the library 388? If you
Okay,
count.
maybe. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 388. That's a very specific number, but I'm pretty
calling
sure.
the 80. I'm calling the middle number as an 8.
As an 8.
That's what I'm going
there
for.
we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, and I
I'm
think
pretty
that
sure
includes
I did
like
a video on the
Japanese
64,
ones too.
388.
Yeah. 388 sounds right. Yeah.
I think
I'll see if I survive that
I
long.
think Japanese release brought it to 394.
Oh,
I'm pretty
Jesus.
sure.
I'm never gonna make it. I'm gonna be in the ground by then. There's no way.
Hey, and if we cover more mods,
Oh, man.
I mean,
And if we cover more mods, something we want to keep doing. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Because so far, we've had Smash Remix as an episode too. Like that's
That's an important
It's cool stuff. And yeah, it's
discussion.
Hey, you gotta do Dragon Ball Kart.
Oh shit. Well, one of the things
wait.
that one of the games to play is obviously Doom 64, and Doom is like just the modded game. I know maybe not specifically Doom 64, but there's mods in every aspect of Doom you can think of. So that's one of the ones that like you just kind of have to do. Like certain games, it's just you have to follow it up with some sort of the mod community, just like the speedrunning community is huge and thriving and awesome and does cool things. Like it's important to sort of to talk about that stuff too, right? So it's fun.
let me say, I have been doing some community game nights, and recently we did Super Mario 64 Co-op Deluxe,
Ooh.
and that was amazing. And we did hide and seek, and we made our own rules. Like you go into a level, and it was getting so in depth because you can change your character's color palette. And so I would go stand and bob on Battlefield like against the wall and change Mario to like the orange palette of the wall and just be like flat against it. It was awesome. So much fun.
Yeah, so like stuff like that is great. I mean, we would not have been able to experience that back in the day. Why not revisit these? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
It's a really cool way to revisit the game, not just play the game itself, but what people have done with them after that. So that's everything that we're going to keep covering on Remember 64. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Go play Chris, go play Star Fox again for another 65 times. If
Oh, dude, I did it right before we started, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go back to it once we get off this call.
Honestly, I think I think I am too. I think I might. I'm going to shoot for a couple medals over the next couple of weeks. I think that's my goal. It's too hard. Like you said, it's just too easy, and it's just too fun to not go do it, right? So, all right, guys, thanks so much for joining me.
You're
Thanks for
just
being on
like
the
your
show,
father.
and just like your father. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next time on Remember 64.